Some leaders transform businesses, others transform lives. René Carayol does both and inspires you to believe you can too. From advising presidents and Fortune 500 CEOs championing inclusive leadership, René's mission is simple: help people and find the power they have already inside. Today we will uncover the lessons, challenges, and defining moments that shaped his extraordinary journey and learn how one person can truly change the game. Hello, René.
Hello, how are you, Anastasia?
How are you? Thank you so much for accepting the invitation for the Power of One.
It's a pleasure, looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I was listening your speech from the stage at the Business Summit Emotion in Italy, and I was impressed. So I'm so grateful for you finding the time and coming here.
That's very kind of you, thank you. Thank you. Wouldn't miss it.
Yes. René, you've had such a remarkable journey from growing up in the Gambia to becoming a leadership coach to worldwide leaders. What's the one experience in your early life that shaped the leader you are today?
You know, everyone benefits from having a role model, someone you look up to, someone who behaves in a manner you'd like to, someone who does things in a way that you'd love to. It's the best coach in the world. Someone who just is that person you want to be. I found that person by accident. I spent 10 years working for Marks and Spencer's here in the UK, and I had the opportunity to go and work for Pepsi in America. I didn't think I would get that job. I applied for it. I just didn't think I'd get it. But I wanted the experience of going through the process anyway. I met Larry. Larry was chief executive at Pepsi. I was joining a board. I was young, I was inexperienced, I'd never been in a boardroom, didn't know what a board director did. And on my very first day of work, it was a board meeting. I was close to fainting. I was scared. I'm going to get found out. I don't know what's going to happen.
How old were you?
Late 20s. There were 7 of us on the board. I was the only non-American. I didn't look like my colleagues, I didn't sound like my colleagues, but they were welcoming, they were brilliant. They were colleagues, they wanted me to succeed, they just went out of their way to make me feel special, but I was nervous. At that moment, the doors opened and in walked Larry. This was early 90s. He had no access to, Google wasn't even founded then. He had no notes, he had nothing. He came and he said, "Gentlemen, let me introduce you to our new board director, René Carayol." I froze.
You wouldn't expect that.
No, he said, "Let me tell you a little bit about René." Now I'm choking. He's got nothing good to say. What's he going to say? René's parents left Gambia in the early 1960s. I honestly don't know how he knew that, don't know how he found it out. Why was he going back so far? This can't be good news. He carried on. He talked through my early education. He talked through primary school, junior school, high school in chronological order. No notes, no Google. Guess how that made me feel? Now I'm realizing there's no reason to be scared. This was the first time in my career that someone was talking positively about me, but no notes, no Google. He then went on to talk about my university degree. But the bit that I will never forget that changed me forever, I was a merchandiser at Marks and Spencer. I'd done 9 different roles. He talked through each of those 9 roles, chronological order, no notes, no Google.
Wow.
I couldn't move.
How did he find out all of this information? back then?
He just did it. By doing it, guess how that made me feel? I was indestructible. I was Superman. I was flying now.
I can imagine.
Something happened. This was before we had the word inclusion. He made me feel I was the most important thing in his world. At the time then, there was a series on TV called Mission Impossible. My colleagues nicknamed me Mission Impossible because if Larry had a task that couldn't be done, he gave it to me. Because of the time he spent speaking to me with those, I never ever let him down. Do you know what? It was 3 to 4 minutes. No, it was a lifetime. In that moment, Larry changed me for the rest of my life. I feared nothing. He made me feel that there was nothing I couldn't do. I was really special. He had my back. I was important to him. And it changed my life. It made me realize, go out of your way to make people feel special. They'll give you everything in return. It was the game changer. In that moment, I realized I wanted to lead. I needed to lead. I was going to lead. To this day, I don't know how he researched it. I don't know how he memorized it. I don't know. I don't need to know. I'm the beneficiary. I just need to know he did it for me.
It's an incredible story. And what happened after?
I worked for him for 3.5 years. 3.5 years was about enough. I'd done everything. I'd learned everything. It was stressful.
Impossible things. That's what he gave you.
Every day I did something impossible. And you know what Mandela said? Everything is impossible until it's done. That was me. Because I knew Larry as a leader made me believe, if it goes well, I'll give you the credit. If it goes badly, don't worry, I'll take ownership. That makes you fearless. Mm-hmm. So there was nothing I wouldn't try, nothing I couldn't do, nothing I was scared of. And luckily enough, fortuitously enough, Larry instilled that in me forever.
This is basically, I would say, it's like what shaped you, the road behind it shaped you as a public speaker.
Yes, even more than that, I am never going to let him down.
Mm-hmm. And the moment you realized leadership would be your life's work, when was this moment after you spoke with Larry and you was working with Larry?
When I came back to the UK, it was, London is the most amazing city on the planet. It's the capital of the universe, you know, quite simply. New York has its moments, but it's London. If you're going to talk about a city that has everything for everyone, it's London.
True.
It's a city that welcomes you no matter what your background. It's a city that's proud of you as long as you contribute. It's a city that loves your different complexion, your different accent, your different faith, your different background. Everything that's different we love. We celebrate difference here. You know, and if you're not different, make yourself different, because it's what works here, okay?
You feel freedom in London. Do whatever you...
Beyond freedom, we love you being different. We can learn from you. We can learn from each other. And there's something special about that. If we look at the London Stock Exchange, 85% of the top 100 companies are run by foreigners. No other nation can say that. And we're proud of them. We want the best available no matter what your background is. It makes London a melting pot. London isn't the UK. It's London. It's London PLC. It's London Inc. It's London belongs to us. And in London, you can be who you want to be. And everyone can be a leader if they choose to be. It's not a skill. It's not about experience. It's not a job title. It's not the hierarchy. It's here. It's a mindset and an attitude. And if you choose you want to be that leader, nothing can stop you. The rare combination of the courage to be the leader that you want to be and the privilege of living in London Collaboration is the new leadership. Put those two things together. It's unstoppable.
Exactly, yes. Exactly,
It's unstoppable.
Yes.
Unstoppable.
It's golden words.
Yes. So I love to travel. I love to go elsewhere. But what I realize now, to your question, I'm uncomfortable in monocultures. I go to some of the most amazing cities. I go to Barcelona. It's very Catalan. It's very Barcelona. It's a monoculture. I'm desperate to hear different voices, different languages, different foods, different cuisine, different ways of doing things. When I wake up now, I turn left or right, I meet people who aren't like me. I'm curious about them. They're curious about me. We're blessed to live in London.
You worked with presidents, CEOs, and global institutions. Who has left the deepest impression on you and why? Apart of Larry. Okay, we spoke about Larry.
It's a real easy, it seems like it's an easy question. President Nelson Mandela. Unforgettable. Unforgettable.
Why?
I got an invite to the reopening of the British Museum. They were opening what was called then the BP Lecture Theatre. It holds 200 people. I got the phone call. A really good friend of mine, she worked at BP. I'd done some work at BP with the top team there. She said, René, I'd love to invite you to the reopening of the British Museum. I said, that's great. She said, by the way, the opening compere is David Attenborough. I'm done, I'm going. Who is he comparing? She said, we're not really meant to say, come on, who is it? She said, Nelson Mandela.
Of course, you're going, yes.
She said, you can bring a +1. So I phoned my very best friend in the world. I said, Ray, do you want to come to the reopening of the British Museum? When is it? I said to him, I've got a few things on. I said, David Attenborough's going to be there. He said, I'm really busy that day. Don't worry, Nelson Mandela's going to be there as well, but never mind another time. I put the phone down. 3 seconds later, I'm there. In London, everyone turns up late for events. We were told that the event would be starting at 6 p.m. 5 p.m, the auditorium was packed, full. Everyone was there. I'm sitting next to Ray and the expectant buzz. I'm saying to Ray, why is everyone whispering? He said, I don't know. Why are we whispering? If everyone's whispering because Mandela. It was unforgettable. He was just the most generous, the most giving, the most wise, the leader of our generation.
And how was the event?
I just remember him. Did
you manage to talk to him?
I couldn't move. I was holding my breath. I couldn't breathe. We were all fixated. The presence of the man. The one thing I remembered about when he spoke, the first thing was the smile that lit the room up. He just smiled. And on occasion, he'd lean forward, go to say something, say nothing, lean back and pause. You'd feel the audience lean forward, then lean back. He just had us. It was a unique experience. And I know when he left, the feeling in all of us, what is it you'd like us to do for you, please?
What is his secret, if he can could keep the audience, even whispering, even not even breathing?
2 things. This man spent 27 years in prison and came out wanting to forgive those people that incarcerated him. Whenever all of us expected anger, revenge, the bloodbath that would be South Africa, he forgave them and built the Rainbow Nation. We are not worthy. I can't imagine 27, and I visited Robben Island to see the conditions they were in. Unspeakable. Yet this man could see that there's a bigger, better prize of unity, collaboration, mutual respect. Don't repeat the crimes of the past. Build a future of togetherness. Wow. Wow. Just thinking of that made us whisper. Just thinking of that made us quiet, and yet, here's a man without an ego. Here's a man that, just so humble. It was extraordinary, extraordinary. And the role model for everyone.
Yeah. I heard this feedbacks from other people who ever had a chance to meet Mandela. Yeah.
Especially when we look at some of our leaders today. How embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
How embarrassing.
I agree. So the title of our show is The Power of One.
Mm-hmm.
In your view, what can one person truly do to change a culture, an organization, or even world?
So there's
from the heart.
two aspects to this. So the first thing, nothing is best done alone anymore. Mm-hmm. But it takes one great person to kick things off. A little story for you. Mm-hmm. One of my chief executives I coach is the chief executive of Unite Students. And we were trying to get his team, what Unite Students does, it builds the buildings that house university students. Builds it, looks after it, manages it, all of the accommodation. The majority of people that live in these are foreign students, obviously, because they don't come from here and they foreign. But they were built in a very British way, run in a very British way, and not really lent itself to. So we're trying to bring inclusion into him and his team. He told the following story, and this was the moment we had the breakthrough. He was travelling on a double-decker bus with his 12-year-old daughter. There was an elderly black woman sitting at the front on her own. And as she was sitting at the next bus stop, 3 or 4 loud, rowdy young men jumped on the bus. They ran upstairs and they sat right on the other side from this elderly black woman. Without any provocation, started teasing her, provoking her, calling her names. No one said a word. No one on the bus said a word. Now it started to get a little bit more raucous, a lot more racist, a lot louder, a lot angrier. Nobody said a word. Now it got to a stage where they were provoking her. She picked up her bag and put it on the edge of her seat so it was protecting her from these boys. She was leaning right up against the window. Many people on the bus were concerned. Many people felt like doing something, but nobody said a word. Now when they started to prod her and poke her, Richard's 12-year-old daughter jumped up, ran down the bus and confronted these guys. Leave her alone. She's done nothing to you. You're racist, you're horrible. Leave her alone. Mm-hmm. When everyone on the bus saw the 12-year-old, they stood up as well. At the next bus stop, the 4 youths ran off, leaving the woman on her own. Mm-hmm. The lesson of the story. It takes one courageous leader. One brave lone voice. Someone prepared to stand out from the crowd. Someone prepared to galvanize, to have a voice. Behind that leader, we've learned in the UK, we're not always the first ones to jump up, but if you put your neck out, everyone else will support you. Everyone else will get behind you. In these times of need, we need those one brave leaders.
One brave.
The power
person.
of one.
The power of one.
We need one brave voice. Stand up. The rest will get behind you. This is leadership.
I remember I was in the train from Milan to south of France, It takes like 4 hours or something. It was recently, end of June. And I remember a couple of young guys, I think Spanish guys, very young, maybe even 16, 18 years old. They put very loud music in the train. And I was very feeling uncomfortable. And I wanted to say something, but I was looking around. Someone is gonna say something, but no one reacted. And I said, listen guys, can you turn your music down? He's like, oh, because I saw the guy is quite normal, not something like unusual behavior. And I asked him, can you please turn your music down a little bit? And another couple was sitting next to me. They said, thank you. Can you imagine? It's like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you.
But it's brave. But convention says say nothing. Yes. Leadership says say something.
Because you don't know who these guys, you don't know, in nowadays you don't know what to expect.
Irrelevant.
Yes.
That's what holds us back.
Yeah.
Leaders don't hear that.
Yes.
Leaders don't hear that. And our leaders are not big people, they're like my 12-year-old. Mm-hmm. It's not your background, it's not your age, it's not your experience, it's not your social standing, it's not your hierarchical position, it's not your job title. It's your heart.
Who you are, yes.
And if you step up, others will follow you and others will protect you. Mm-hmm. No matter what the situation, it takes one brave person.
A very interesting question. When you feel doubt creeping in, what's your personal reset ritual?
So look, every one of us has doubts, has concerns. I've given those up. I've given those up. You know...
But what before? Anyway, you had some doubts.
But you know, I think the thing to... Everyone is brilliant at something, not everyone is brilliant at everything. Stop trying to be brilliant at everything. Because that's what brings the doubt. When you're not in your comfort zone, when you're out of your comfort zone, when you're feeling a little bit nervous, the butterflies start going, not sure if I can do this. Mm-hmm. So I learned very early on, in a world, especially in the UK, where everyone's obsessed with what you're not so good at. I need to improve on this. I need to work hard on this. I better do that. Every time you're praised at work, all the feedback you get is on all the things, the negative things you're not so good at. I soon learnt professionally that there were lots of, we used to call them, in the old days they called them weaknesses. Then we called them areas for improvement. Then we call them areas for development. Today we call them limitations. They're all negative. My counsel, my advice, and when I'm coaching is forget those. Mm-hmm. By the time you're in your 20s, you're set. The things you're really good at aren't going to change much. The things you're really not so good at aren't going to change much. You want a career accelerator, you want the confidence accelerator, you want the leadership accelerator. Focus on the 2 or 3 things you're outstanding at. A 5% improvement on something you're rubbish at, no one notices. A 5% improvement at something you're brilliant at sparkles. Take it to near Olympian standard. That's your career accelerator. That's why people will notice you. So, if you wake up every single day, only going to do the 2 or 3 things you're fantastic at, and you've got people around you who compensate for the things you're not so good at, your brilliant team here, mm-hmm. You do these 2 or 3 things, they do the 28 things you're not so good at. Guess how every day feels? Do a job that you love, you never work a day in your life. Butterflies, demons, nerves? No. I may be only good at 2 or 3 things, but they're the 2 or 3 things I focus on every day. I've consigned bad days to the dustbin. I don't have them.
This is kind of part, I would say, part of your SPIKE philosophy.
It is the SPIKE philosophy.
Yeah, this is what you're talking about. So you use the SPIKE philosophy as a ritual, let's say, to rid off of doubts completely. To use your
the feel-good
strength
factor. The feel-good
inside.
factor. Strength-based revolution.
But you know, sometimes for women it's very difficult to be strong, to have this strength inside all the time, because our mood is like this, and women not always can be straightforward, and the spike philosophy is.
You know, I'm going to disagree with you massively.
Yeah.
So, and I put it down to a different cause. Privileged to have travelled the 5 continents, coached on the 5 continents, there's 3 things we notice. The first thing, if I go to Europe to coach, people immediately hear the word coach, they think remedial. You're here to come and fix a problem. I've got, no thank you. No go away. Please, no. Unfortunately, nearly all the women I'm introduced to have that attitude. Mm-hmm. Stop assuming that I need to be fixed. Mm-hmm. When I go to America, everyone sees a coach as career acceleration, not fixing anything.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Embrace you, male and female.
Yes,
see career
exactly,
acceleration.
yes.
I don't see this mood music. I see them wanting to accelerate, run fast, and they can. So that's the first thing. The second thing we see is, I'm reminded everywhere I go, the way we treat our children. We want our boys to be courageous, every country I've been to. We want our girls to be perfect, every country I've been to. That's more the issue. Our young girls are under pressure to be perfect.
Mm-hmm. True.
Our young boys, so what we see when it comes to the promotional opportunity, the job opportunity, do you have experience of these 5 things? Men, of course. Even if they've only read about it somewhere. Women, I've done the first one for 3 years, the honesty, the perfection, the putting themselves under pressure. The final thing I would say to you is that some of the best leaders I've had the privilege to work with are women. Right, some of the very, very best.
What is
are women.
Special about this
EQ
women?
versus IQ.
What they have?
EQ versus IQ. If leadership is purpose, vision, people, teams, culture.
Emotional intelligence.
Yes.
EQ.
Purpose, vision, people, teams, culture. We call it the software. If management is plans, tasks, strategies, KPIs, processes, we call that the hardware. In times of volatility and change as we live in today, if you don't do management, you will go out of business. But it's no longer enough on its own. You've got to have that leadership. And if I look at the best leaders I've worked with, the majority are women. They have that a natural advantage. They connect better, they appreciate more, and they have the ability to walk in someone else's shoes amazingly. And one of the things we would coach today in these tough times is every single day, be a little bit more compassionate than you think you need to be.
Yes.
You watch the women, the mastery they have of that. It's unbelievable. So I would slightly disagree. I think women are well equipped. We've got to change this habit of making them feel they have to be perfect. Let them be themselves.
Maybe you can share some advices or lessons from your coaching program, or some tips.
So the bit I see is be the leader you'd want to be led by. So how would you like to be led? So for me, as I said to you, my Larry experience, my Mandela experience. Angela Arendts was chief executive of Burberry. Unbelievable. It was a turnaround of Burberry when it was going from being her predecessor, Rosemary Bravo, had started the strategic change to make it into a global fashion brand as opposed to men's raincoats. She put the strategy in place. Angela came and blew oxygen into the culture. She energized a brand. She got people to believe, and the bit I saw, which I was mentoring a young woman there who'd worked there before Angela joined. She transformed her. She became more energized, more self-belief, more confident. She was 6 inches taller. Angela accelerated the metabolism of Burberry. Angela spoke fast, walked fast, and everyone kept up with her. It was an astonishing experience. Angela knew the name of everyone who worked in the head office. When she breezed up and down the corridors, which she did often, and I soon realised was on purpose, it gave her the opportunity to connect with people in a way that sitting in your office couldn't. Mm-hmm. Hi David, how are you? How was your son's graduation? Michael, how are you? I haven't seen you for a long time. It would take her ages to walk along the corridor because she had time for it. But what she was doing was giving a little bit of life, a little bit of oxygen, a little bit of energy, a little belief to everyone she came in touch with. It was a seminal experience. Energy to burn, belief to share.
In an age of AI, hybrid work and global uncertainty, what is the single most important leadership trait we can't afford to lose? What do you think?
So look, none of those things. So when people say we live in these VUCA times. The Americans coined the term VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. Frankly, I've been living in those for a very long time. What we need our leaders to do each and every day, without fail, is ensure that everyone around them is included. Everybody in, nobody out, everyone has a voice, everyone is part of something special. Here's the thing that I coach all my people to do today that makes the biggest difference. Create an environment where everyone can flourish no matter what their background. Create an environment where people can bring their authentic selves to their place of work without feeling they're going to be judged or they're going to have to fit in. Here's what happens in return. If I feel I can bring my authentic self, I don't need to hide my accent. I don't need to hide my faith. I can dress the way I want to. I can work from where I want to. I'm going to give you an extra mile every day. You make me feel I belong, I'll show you what I can give you and what I bring every day. And do we call it belonging? Do we call it inclusion? I call it leadership. Creating that. There was a time when we tried to fix the people. Today we fix the environment. Just create that environment that I want to be part of. Create that environment that I'm desperately pleased to be part of.
I agree with you because my opinion is AI would really help in my work as well. And I would use it as a tool to fix lots of things, like diversifying also some other additional work, which is good. But
I'd go further.
Yeah.
I would go even further. AI is not to be feared, it's to be deployed. AI is to be mastered. When I see it at its best, it takes away human drudgery, but it cannot touch human brilliance. So let's take the drudgery away. Remember, AI is not a takeover, it's a relationship. Master that relationship. But the most important thing of all, it's not AI to be feared. What you should fear is how your competitors deploy AI. Get yourself in the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get yourself in, don't be afraid.
Yourself in the game, yeah.
Get yourself in the game. And look, they're not going to overtake us unless we allow them. Many of, yesterday I was reading a paper on blockchain. What happened to blockchain? It was going to take over the world. What happened to that?
Where is it now? Where is it?
Digital was going to take over the world. I've seen so many potential takeovers. No, no one's taking me over. And that's the attitude we want to have. Everything can help me. Everything can be my partner. Everything can have a part to play. But no one's going to take us over unless we allow them, enable them, or want them to. I'm not part of that club.
Yes, exactly.
Neither are the people I work with.
Especially we are in the art gallery, and the art created by humans, by people. You remember this time where people were talking about blockchain. So blockchain goes to art goes to blockchain, digital art, this. Where is it? Yeah, exactly, where is it? Art still valuable, created by humans.
Look, we will see fakes, copycats, repeats, some brilliant, some not so brilliant. But we've had that from the last 500 years. Fear is the enemy. Confidence is the power.
How to overcome the fear?
Don't even go there. Mm-hmm. People I work with, we work on their confidence. We don't take the fear away.
Yeah, confidence take the fear away, it's true.
Take the fear away. Just wake up every day believing in yourself, surround yourself with people that do the things you're not so good at. Collaboration is the new leadership. Make yourself accessible, and remember, vulnerability is a strength.
At some point, yes.
No,
yeah.
Always.
You think so?
I know so. I work with it. The leader goes into the deepest, darkest jungle. They've been thrashing through the undergrowth for 4 or 5 days. Is dengue fever, malaria, they're running out of water, they're running out of food. The leader climbs up the tallest tree and says, "Hey guys, wrong jungle." Do they run away, disbelieve him? No. They value the fact that he's prepared to be vulnerable and tell the truth. They follow him to the right jungle. Every time I see leaders who refuse to apologize, refuse to say they got it, that's not leadership. The leader who stands up and says, "I got it wrong, guys." We now hammer politicians. You turn. You said, when the world changes, I change. When do you change? Mm-hmm. We have to change. But let's make it a strength. That vulnerability is the strength. And you know what I see? If the leader's perfect and makes no mistakes, no one ever tells them the truth. When the leader's vulnerable, those around them work harder without fear. That's what takes the fear away.
Vulnerability is also kind of, I would say, weakness at some point.
No, take that out of your head. No, I will not tolerate that for a moment. Mm-hmm. That is the road to failure. Mm-hmm. When you think that me being vulnerable is one of my weaknesses, so therefore I'm going to be strong every day and not be real, not be authentic, I'll act every day, no one gets to know me, that's the road to disaster and ruin. Now here's what I would do. If I'm not feeling good about myself, I can share that with the people around me that I trust, and they'll support me to be better. The day I start acting, we look after some world championship boxers, alongside my chief executives. Do you know why? The chief executive, best job in the world, toughest job in the world, loneliest job in the world. Do you know the world championship boxer? Best job in the world, toughest job in the world, loneliest job in the world. The chief executive of the world championship boxer feel they can't be vulnerable. I've got to put my game face on every day. People are dependent on me. I can't let my guard down. I can't show any sign of weakness. Nonsense. Nonsense. What we actually see in reality is the chief executive that gets their team together and says, "You know, I got you all together yesterday and we're going June." I got that wrong. Mm-hmm. The data was not the right data. I had to make the call. I made the call. Now I need your support to bring this back in. Everyone trusts you more. The world championship boxer who's prepared to say when they lost the fight, not, "It was lucky, he was..." No, I didn't have my best day in the ring. But you know what? I'll be back. Don't lose the belief in me. I gave it everything I had. I'll be back. As opposed to, "I was cheated, I was robbed, they was again." No. Look, it's so important, this. Being vulnerable is human. Being vulnerable is a strength. I trust you more. I care about you more. Give me the chance to demonstrate how compassionate I can be for you. That's who we are. This falsehood of, and we see this in the Oval Office at the White House now. I don't have any weaknesses. I'm the strongest. We see this in the Kremlin. We see this in Beijing. We see this. All the strong men who are invulnerable, we never make. No one believes them. Nobody trusts them.
Yes, exactly. Have you ever encountered resistance to inclusive leadership at the top level? And how did you overcome it? Some leaders can be very resistant.
I love resistance.
You know, some people, I'm the strongest, I'm powerful, don't tell me what to do, you know.
Unfortunately, we see this brand of toxicity, masculinity, macho behavior. I can't be wrong, watch me. Two things. They're not my clients. I'm old enough and ugly enough to choose who I want to work with. They need help, but not the help I'm prepared to give them. That's not where I want to be. I've worked with that in the past. No. Today, I'm lucky enough to work with the best of the best. I'll leave that for someone else to do. Those sort of people, they needed help a long time ago. It's a little late for them now. What I do see is those many great leaders who've been taught that vulnerability isn't the way to go. We're lucky enough to show them it is. A little story. Louise was one of the best leaders I've had the privilege of working with. Through the pandemic, she hadn't met with her team face to face for 3 years. We're meeting for the first time. I'm interviewing Louise in front of her 70 vice presidents that report to her. To get the day going, I said, so Louise, how have the last 18 months been? She said, outstanding. We've beaten all results because of the 70 people in this room. Because of these people, I empower them, I trust them, they make all the calls. And someone at the back went, I jumped, excuse me. Eventually said, I don't quite agree. Louise used to trust us with everything, but in the last few months, she's put some new processes in. We've got to jump through hoops to get anything done. It makes me feel like you don't trust me anymore. It makes me feel as though I need to come to you for every decision. Louise went bright red, stood up. I could see she was rubbing her hands, her throat was dry, and she said, I did call for those processes, but I was looking for efficiency. In no way did I mean to take away your ability to make decisions. In fact, those processes I'm standing down with immediate effect from now. Anastasia, people started whistling, cheering, clapping. I had to take a 10-minute natural break because they were standing on their chairs, whistling. Louise was bright red and you could see she was welling up. Vulnerability is a strength.
Yes, it's impressive. You've been on big stages and intimate boardrooms. How do you personally handle the pressure of advising the world leaders?
Remember we started.
How did you start when you felt maybe fear in front of audience on the stage? Maybe you had already some secrets how to hold the audience attention.
Let me take you back to your previous great question about fear. I only do the things I'm brilliant at. And I'm not brilliant at many things at all. I'm rubbish at most things. But there's 2 or 3 things I can do as good as anyone. Number one, I can walk into the room, own the room. Even if Mandela's in there. Even if Queen Elizabeth said, it's my room. It's my stage, it's my platform. I've never had butterflies. I've never been nervous for a moment. A story. In 2004, I was lucky enough to be awarded an MBE by the Queen, by the Palace. On the trip to Buckingham Palace, there was only me and Tim Henman, one of our greatest tennis players. And we got to the palace and we were told, please don't speak to the Queen. You call her ma'am, not ma'am like spam, say ma'am. And you say nothing to her, in, out, straight away, bow, get the medal and go, get the badge and get out. Tim went first, he came up, he did exactly as he was told. He said nothing, he bowed, he's gone. At the time I was presenting some TV series here on the BBC and I walked up and the Queen looked at me. I looked at her and she said, haven't I seen you on TV before? And wow. I said to her, do you know what? I was about to ask you exactly the same question. And she burst out laughing. And I laughed. And she laughed and laughed and laughed. And everyone was looking around. And I walked out. When I was telling her, she was still laughing. Human.
She had very good sense of humor.
And I came out and the Sergeant at Arms, he said to me, I thought we told you not to say, but even he was laughing. You know, and I wasn't afraid. Not afraid.
Because everybody was scared of her to say something.
But it's do the things that you're really good at. That's the protection on everything is, if you're not good at public speaking, find someone in your team who is. If you're not the best communicator, find someone else. If you're not the best problem solver, find someone. That doesn't mean you're not the leader. And stepping in the room, I've been lucky enough to work with heads of state, Tony Blair, David Cameron, Colin Powell, Richard Branson, Mikhail Gorbachev,
That's
Bill
amazing.
Clinton.
Yes.
These are fabulous people. And do you know what? They're all human. They're all humble. And my experience of every single one of them, they could not be more polite, they could not be more welcoming, they could not be more compassionate, they could. But you got to step in and be like the gracious Queen. We had a laugh and a half. And it's
If you could leave one leadership principle as your legacy, what would it be?
That's a great question. That's a really great question. Final story. My next door neighbour is 80-something years old. She's the most miserable person you've ever met in your life, but we all care for her. Me and my daughter have her front door key. If anything goes wrong, we have it. Some weekends I haven't seen her. I'll knock the door, I don't hear from her, I'll go in and just check she's okay. So she trusts us, so we go the extra mile for her. But every day without fail, when I see her, there'll be a complaint, she's moaning about something. Anyway, this particular day, she said, this new postman means 5 years he's been with us. She said, he's useless. I thought he was really good. He's always late, before that, the postman used to be here at 2 minutes past 9, this guy 9:15, 20 past 9. At that moment, the postman's coming. It is 9:15. When he comes, I said, Peter, Michelle has pointed out to me you're always a bit late. Instead of being 2 minutes my late predecessor, and I was smiling when he smiled, it's now 9:15. He looked at me and he said, it's Michael at number 13. His eyesight isn't what it used to be. Mm-hmm. So I don't just give him his mail, I sit down and read it to him. Mm-hmm. I looked for Michelle, she was running back up the stairs. She had nothing to say. What could she say? This is the advice I would give everyone. Look out for each other, look after each other. We create a completely different community and society. Just look out for each other, look after each other. We change the dynamics of the world.
I agree. This is what I'm trying to do in my family.
You will succeed.
to make us look after each other.
You will
But my
succeed.
family is sometimes very resistant.
Keep going.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yeah.
They're worth it.
Yeah. My sister, my mother, they're just a little bit.
Don't give up. Necessary work, it will change. This is what leaders do.
I'm trying softly, softly. So let's see.
You may need to turn up the volume. You may need to be a bit firmer.
When I'm firmer, they escape. Like not escape.
Keep
they
trying.
just
Keep chasing. You'll
coming
get,
back, like
You'll get
going backwards.
you'll get them. You'll get them. Leaders don't give up. Leaders don't give up. You'll find a different method, a different route, but you won't give up. When they see how determined you are, and they see it's done with a clear conscience, right intention, remember what I said? More compassion than you think you need to have.
Yes.
You watch.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more compassionate to my family, of course. Yeah.
And remember, if you're bold, you might fail. If you're not bold, you will fail. It's time for us all to be bold. Like my 12-year-old on the bus, it takes one leader, one voice. The rest will come around them. Find the leader in you.
Looking back, what advice would you give to your 25 years old self before coming to Larry, let's say?
There was a time when the world felt a little lonely. Young, black, wanting to be an executive, a chief executive. The advice I was given then was find someone who's just like you, who's got a pathway that you can follow, that you can learn from their achievements and their mistakes. They need to be like you. It was well-intentioned, but it was flawed advice. In an ideal world, I'd find someone whose parents were from Gambia, who lived in St John's Wood and supported Chelsea. Unfortunately, I never found that person. What I did find was a bunch of people who'd travelled the path. They didn't look anything like me. They didn't sound like me. They didn't worship like me. They didn't love like me. But they helped me along the way, like Larry. The advice I would give my 25-year-old self was there's a lot of help available. Go find it. It may not look like you, may not sound like you, but if it's available, if it's offered, grab it. The 3 or 4 people who have made the biggest contribution in my life, that have helped me, that have coached me, have mentored me, advocated for me and sponsored me, look nothing like me. But you know what? Without them, I wouldn't have achieved anything. With them, I'm the most grateful person on earth. And what that makes me want to do is mentor, coach, help everyone and anyone, especially those who don't look like me or come from a background like me. If we all did that, what a wonderful world it would be.
This is, I would say, is kind of advice for people who's watching us, what people will go and do today.
If you're lucky enough to live in a cosmopolitan, multicultural, metropolitan city like London, you've got a bigger advantage. It's easier. People in more distant locations, more rural locations, more isolated locations, any offer of help, take it. Take it. If someone's going to advocate for you, take it. If someone's going to mentor you, take it. Don't ever be too proud or too isolated or too conceited or too complacent to say no. Every offer of help is worth $1 million. No matter how it's packaged, no matter what their background, no matter what they look like, take it.
Exactly.
You will learn. You will grow. And one day, you'll have the opportunity to pay them back by helping someone who's not like you. Look, the bit that I live for, I see inherited disadvantage everywhere. I had it. And I want to remove that from our world. All of us, all of those who have inherited a disadvantage, And sometimes it's women. Sometimes it's through their faith. Sometimes it's through their education, their background, who their parents were, where they live. Let's get rid of those.
Yeah, it's like my story. I was born in Soviet Union, small military town in northwest of Russia, which did not exist on map. Because we had, and we still have, submarine repairing factory. It's one of the top secret zone in Soviet Union back then. So we had 3 military towns. You cannot go there without government permission. And when you look at the map, you see buildings, but there are no names of the cities. Now you can see the name, you can find the name of my city. So I was born in this kind of city, and I finished school when I was 18 years old. I just ran away from the city, far away, run away, far away. So I was kind of maybe lucky enough to get out.
Very.
Yeah.
And therefore, when you've had a background like that, and there are many stories today like that.
Like girl from nowhere. Let's say.
Capitalize upon the opportunity, because not everyone was as lucky as you to have got away from that. And become the role model for others. Show them what you can do just given the most slender of opportunities. And I worry today when I see the people heating up immigration. I see people, those who have come here for no other reason but their safety, their life, we're making them feel as though they shouldn't be here. We can't cope with them. Look, everyone wants controlled immigration. But it's not xenophobia. It's not creating fear of people who are different to us. Many of us are immigrants. Many of our parents are immigrants. Many of our neighbours are immigrants. America is a nation of immigrants. The UK is a nation of immigrants too.
Exactly.
And let's celebrate that. Should we fear them? No. Can we help them? Yes. Can we control it? Yes. Is it too much at the moment? Yes. But let's do it with compassion and do it with care and regularise, not demonise.
But at the same time, everybody has a chance, right? Everybody has opportunity they want to use.
And look, we're the 7th wealthiest nation on earth. And people are telling me we can't cope. Go to some of the 125th wealthiest nation. They can't cope. We can. Let's get real. And I get really upset and angry when everyone says, oh, we can't afford it. We're the 7th wealthiest nation on earth. Now let's just remember that. Let's just remember that.
Exactly. René, thank you for reminding us that leadership isn't about titles. It's about impact, courage, and heart.
You better believe that, yes, yes.
And I'm so deeply grateful and appreciated for your time.
My pleasure.
I've really learned a lot. And I would really like to do maybe some kind of leadership program with you in the future when I become big, when I have a big company. And looking forward to maybe do next interviews in the future as well.
Look, I've really enjoyed it. Probing questions, strong points of view. But you know, the bit I'm taking away from here that I hope everyone else takes away is a lesson I've learned over the years. Everyone can be a leader if you choose to be. Everyone. And it doesn't matter where you work, where you're from, what your background, the nurse, the teacher, the farmer, the farmhand, we can all be leaders. But something we see everywhere now, no leadership is better than poor leadership. The biggest challenge we have today is poor leadership. And we're seeing some poor leaders leading important nations. We're seeing some poor leaders leading important institutions. Remember what we said about one brave voice? Let's speak up, let's speak out. Let's look after those brave enough to speak out. Let's give them our support, let's give them our backup, and let's change the world and make it a better place.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Anastasia. I thoroughly enjoyed being here.
Amazing interview.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.